Smacking, cracking, and watching. Follow me on Twitter. Subscribe. As I tend to say when I review a Netflix series, Netflix has done it again. Godless, season 1, episode 1. This is actually going to be the entire season review. I'm going to knock it all out in one. It's going to take a little while to get this done, but I don't really care because why? This is a dang on good show. This first episode is called. All right, so this is a cool one, man. I did not finish Longmire because I like my kind of Western kind of Philly shows, but this one was 100% hardcore Western. The wardrobe is on point. Boots, spurs, dresses on the ladies and things. But I mean, you have your Mary Agnes who says, forget it, I'm going to do what I do. Dirty, it's gritty. We have Native Americans, we have locals, we have a whole town that's like 98% women at this point because of a horrible accident. They start this episode off, the bell is ringing, and that's when you know, putting you in that mind frame of a certain time period, old town, small town. Look at what has occurred. Even if you want to think about the Undertaker, that wrestler from the WWF. Ding, ding, he comes in with the whole tombstone, got the hat, the outfit. You feel me? It's that Undertaker vibe is what they gave us. Bodies are burnt, bloody, just dead all around. And I can see where they got the title from. Almost feeling like, how could something so horrible come to a place? Like, where is it? There's nothing godly about this specific area right now, so only a broken person would say this is godless. You start thinking immediately, okay, did the Cowboys do something vicious to cause this, or what happened? Trains derailed, like I said, bodies everywhere, man. Massacre. And it appears to be one survivor, a woman singing alone. It's crazy because none of that knocked the marshal down to his feet. None of that shocked him until he saw a dang on child hanging. That was the thing that just brought him down to his knees, and it was just like, what has really happened, man? This isn't right. I'm not sure if the marshal killed at that very intro. At the very intro, I'm like, okay, I don't know if the marshal killed all these people, the marshal and his crew killed all these people, or was he sent here to clean it up, or was he sent here to investigate it? Did it happen upon his arrival or prior to his arrival? However, we all discovered it at the same time. A mess. Even the dang on the person sending the message, I'm thinking, okay, they got one survivor. He's in there with a finger dead, just dead to the town, man. DRT, dead right there. Finger just stuck. Gone. Two of my favorite quotes for episode number 1 would definitely have to be, you ought to put on a dress, put on a damn corset. Second one, lost shadows are dangerous, there's nothing more to lose. Some of my favorite shots in episode 1 would definitely have to be the barn situation. Her putting like the charcoal or whatever it was, if you guys know what it is, let me know, on his wound and then setting it on fire. When I say her, I'm talking about mother-in-law. Ayo, amputated arm. Ooh, he said, cut it off. Cut it off. Gangster. That's how you know this guy is no joke. We'll talk more about every character in give me 30 seconds. Walking in the field, identifying almost every flower. This one, blue bonnet. Gorgeous. It was a gorgeous, pretty scene, compassionate scene, and we just saw so much horror, Snake and the baby. Need I say more? My goodness. Roy saved the day. The yellow life-saving dress story. First husband. I love Alice. Alice is such a great storyteller, such a great narrator for us. Okay, so when Griffin got his arm amputated, he's about to get on the horse, and they're looking at him like, okay, man, what you gonna do with that one arm? You still gonna be able to get on the horse? You still gonna lead us? Are you still the man that you once were yesterday? Basically, is how they were looking at him, almost like, do we still trust you? And he took that horse, went right in that church, and it's almost like he had to do it. The only thing he didn't do, he set a warning, he set the tone. He did not murder everybody, but he's capable. And that's what he had to give them, that element of surprise, saying, hey, I'm still here, I'm still bad, I'm still tall, and I'm still glad, and I will do it. He had to do it. What do y'all think? Drop a comment below. Make sure y'all subscribe to my channel. Make sure you're dropping those comments below and hit like. Let me know what you think. Do you like this show? Do you think it's going to come back for season 2? What did you like about episode 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7? All right? Characters, we got Elijah Graham, the doc, Frank Griffin and the gang of like 15 bandits, these bad boys, just low down crew. We have Roy Good, who was like the son of Griffin, and obviously something popped off to where he strayed away from them, and they're after him because they're saying he caused Frank's arm to be how it was. Alice is off the chain because she holds it down for her son Chucky, her mother-in-law Iovi, and she's like the area person who could fix it, almost like a doctor. But she will shoot you. Do not get it twisted. She handles the gun swiftly. Mary Agnes she's going through some stuff because, you know, the love of her life, her husband died, and she's rocking his clothes in his honor, but she's still taking care of someone else's kid who not be able to speak at this point. But it's Zoe from Nurse Jackie. If you guys are a Nurse Jackie fan, if you watch the Menendez show, you know I'm a huge Edie Falco fan, and Zoe played a nurse under Nurse Jackie. I said Zoe. That's not her name. I think her name is like Merritt Weaver, I believe her name is. Don't quote me. But anyway, she played Zoe on there. Awesome, great, sweet character. And on here, she's completely different. I'm looking at her face. I'm looking at her eyes. I'm like, dang, that sounds like Zoe. The eyes look like Zoe. And then I'm looking at them like, wait a minute. That is her. So that's really great when an actor or actress can just consume a whole new character, and you really have to, you know how Denzel Washington can just take it and be that, embody it, and that's how I felt she was in this show. Iovi, love her, mother-in-law. But I was like, dang, Iovi, what you smoking, girl? You got that good cigarette. That was cigarette. That wasn't no cigarette. I know that was no good tobacco. She growing that good stuff. Chucky, smart, clever, witty, very smart boy. He comes from good stock, and very interesting, man. I loved episode number 1. You know what I liked about the ending of episode number 1? The black and white scene on the train. Everything's black and white except for the blood splatter. Whoa! That was pretty much the greatest thing of episode number 1. Let's get to episode number 2, The Ladies of LaBelle. To see the horses going through the creek water or whatnot, and it's splashing, gorgeous. Roy to be basically the horse whisperer, the king of things with 4 legs. He has a way with the animals. When he laid them down and he showed that a different side of himself, we seen him be brutal, corrupt, so sincere, and funny even while he's in the jail. So he's got the money. He took the money, whispered to the horse, "Come on, horsey, let's go." He's hidden in Moses in a grave. Dang, that lady was snitching. Tell. She just telling all the tea, all the business. Whitey is the real fun, young, gunslinger, flashy, gonna mess around and be the sheriff one day, or he might go out with a bang. I'm not too sure, but I like Whitey. I really like his character. He's so cool, he's so prepared, and he's so brave that he bossed up when the sheriff backed down. He's so skinny that they fatten him up. He's cool because he's nice with the cannon. The people who came, the colonel I felt was complete bull crap, and his homeboy with the pretty eyes, not to be trusted. She's saying 50-50 partnerships. He's like, girl, you better take this $20,000 and do what you need to do. Whole thing was messed up, if you ask me. Sheriff appeared weak. Like I said, Whitey stepped up. Meanwhile, we got Floyd Amos, Ledbetter, Devlin twins survived. So they were gonna. They weren't even afraid of death. These boys were crazy because remember they were about to get lynched or hung or whatever was gonna happen at that town. He recruited them. Frank with the storytelling, a monster. Lonzo, Bill, Dyer, this crew of straight up killers trying to get to Roy. Dang, Roy. I feel like it's gonna be Roy and Alice going straight at their heads. It's going to be a good fight, though. When it happens, it's going down. All right, you know how I do that. Let me hit y'all with 4 quotes that I really love from episode 2. Then we'll be on to 3. Look at you. You ain't the same. Isn't here, and we don't need anybody. We lost our husbands and a few horses. We still got choices, mister. You know, and then she said a couple F-bombs. Albert's dead. No need to keep carrying his name around like a bucket of water. Dang, Agnes! Episode 4 is called Fathers and Sons, and that is exactly what I felt before I even knew the title of the episode, because Roy fathered Chucky was just very, what he needed, what he lacked, what they both needed actually. Um, all he knew was what Griffin gave him as a father, guidance, as the stern person in your life. And Chucky's been figuring out everything from grandma, life, Whitey, stuff in town, and definitely from his mother. It can't touch what a dude could give him, provide for him, instill in him. Hats off to Roy. Roy is the real MVP in episode 4. And also, you know what? Roy gets a thumbs up, but dang on it, Bill. He's so not the man. He's so not the person he used to be. He's not. He just lost his mojo for the moment. But when he saved Alice and everybody felt really emotional, it felt like there was a lot of dust in the room and your eyes got a little. Yeah, that was touching because that woman was split down the middle, opened up, used, abused by the people with the headdress. It was too much. It was too much, man. Episode 4, a lot of smallpox, rain, sexual assaults, bumblebees, storms, murders, an emotional journey. Let's jump on into it. Breaking the dark horse, riding bareback, saying get back up on it. We have Diamondback from Luke Cage on Netflix. We have Turk Barrett from Luke Cage on Netflix. Buffalo Soldier. Wow, to see them in here, I did not know they were in it. Had no idea. Love their characters. Love them as actors. Do your thing, Playboy. Our main guy who was cornered in like a buffalo, he is one of the lead characters, Hap Jackson, on another it's called Mudbound, a Netflix movie. Check that out too. We have this African American settlement area of town called Blackton. Y'all couldn't have got any creative with. Y'all wasn't trying to get creative with the name like at all. You were like, what we gonna call it? Where the black folks live? Oh, we gonna call it Blackton, like a kingdom, but Blackton. This is how I have to do the rest of my review because they were not creative with it. One of the dopest lines was from the Shoshone, Washington Native American person. He said, "You lost your shadow." Mind you, one of the quotes that I said we loved from the previous episode had to do with losing your shadow. If a shadow was lost, I love how they tied it all in with the writing. Excellent job. Roy fathering that boy, giving him courage. Chucky, you're going to be somebody. I hope he doesn't get hurt this season. Ed Logan. What a jerk. He kind of reminds me of the guy from that Will Smith movie where the bad guy with the mustache. Dang, what was it? He reminds me of that. Just, I guess, the eyes. Pretty eyes, bad attitude. Spit on Chucky. That was so trifling of him to do that. Spit on Chucky, spat on Roy, hustling the entire town. His time is coming. I hit you off with 4 quotes that were excellent. I think they said it's easiest to go home with your pride. Go ahead, yell at her again. The sheriff ain't gonna like this. Well, the sheriff ain't here. Get back up there and keep him under you. When Roy was telling Chucky, if you get off that horse, he'll never respect you. Excellent show, excellent show. I can't deny how excellent it is. Mary Agnes, that girl don't love you. Chill out. I understand it ain't a lot of pickings in there, but that girl's a thought. That girl's a hoe. Don't she work at the whole house? I'm just saying. She don't love you. Hey, Ed Logan, that girl you keep whispering to, looking at, y'all winking, all of that, she ain't feeling you either. Or, you know what? She feeling you, but she just feeling the whole glitz and glam because there ain't been a lot of men around. There has not been a lot of men around. So those little pretty eyes of yours, hypnotizing that girl. She got a little nystagmus, so she don't know what's going on. Real love story, I feel, would be Roy and Alice. When will it happen? It has to happen. Who knows? Her story, I love that it's and Frank is so messed up. It's like he has a good heart. Yes, Frank Griffin has a good heart, but he does psycho nasty, horrible things to women. Why? I don't know. What's he gonna do to this chick with smallpox? I don't know yet. At one point, Roy really showed how much he cared about Alice and how much he kind of wanted to spend a couple extra minutes with her. And that would be when she said, "Hey, do you mind if you had an extra person come hunt?" And he was like, "Yeah, girl." And then Iobi doesn't want to come. Right after that, we find out Roy has a brother named Jim Good. And that's when we kind of put two to two together, and we're like, okay, that letter he had early on in his pocket, he wasn't able to read. Now he can read. We see that brotherly story of how his brother left. It got us right here in our chest. Iobi. I really liked Iobi's character in this show because she shows strength. She could nurse someone back to health. She could kill. She could restore. Now, the media guy, I think his name was Griffin, or Griggs. Griggs was his name. I was pretty mad at him because he basically, even though his life was threatened, Griggs rigged the story so that Frank could find a way all the way back to Patti LaBelle town. LaBelle. He portrayed all the women on paper to appear extremely weak, and we know in the finale that was not the case. In the homecoming episode, not the case at all. Some things I thought that was kind of funny or crazy about the show was the House of Rapture. The House of Rapture turned now into a school. The sheriff's office turned basically into a bedroom. They talked about the story behind blind mules going into the rigs, or going into the mines and being left there, and then they come back and basically they're on discount because some people feel they're useless. You know what? Something that kind of was bothering me. Maybe you guys could shed light, or let me know what happened, because I wasn't quite sure. Now, did Buffalo Soldier whoop his daughter for messing with Whitey, or potentially messing with Whitey, or did he do something else? Drop that comment. Please let me know. Because she was a bit too old to be having her bent over like that. Postal mail. The postal mail federal offense that occurred. Now I know why you can't open people's mail. This is why you can't open people's mail. Even though it was lost in the water, and it just would have never ever had a chance to. It probably just would have disintegrated after a while. But the illegal readings of these letters, the time of Alice and Roy that they had at the moment. If anything, the story was about family, brothers, posses, gangs, what you're willing to do when you can unite as one to come against whatever you need to. Attacking your past, building your future, letting go of your past in order to get to the next stage of life. That's why I give this show a 9.7 out of 10. Devilish Devlin brothers. Horrible. How many of you guys felt they massacred their own family? Raise your hand. How many of you guys think that the natives came in and took their family out? Why would they stab and then shoot? That's some craziness. Those boys were they were mumbling. Frank knew they were nuts. Frank knew they were nuts, and they were. Their characters brought something really ratchet to the 30-man posse of Frank Griffin. Very good characters. Man, the writing was on point. You know what else was crazy? To see the German lady have that interest in the Pinkerton man. She was able to change the life of the Pinkerton man. She was able to point Mary Agnes back in the direction of love, because she was willing to push it all away, thinking that they were creeping. No, she was a creeper. She was trying to get you a birthday present. Push. Come on, girl. Very talented. Freak mode, but very talented. 3 quick quotes. You ain't gonna shoot me now. I seen how it happens. Every episode, basically, we've heard Frank say that's not how the ending is supposed to work out for him. What did Bill say? Now that's like you going out to go get now you telling them you're going to get a buffalo, but you come back with a rabbit. That was true. He couldn't come back empty-handed. They already think he was a coward. What was he supposed to do? Well, the biggest thing was Bill is not blind. He's not a coward. He's a man trying to figure out career, trying to figure out safety for his own kids. He's lost his woman, and about to lose everything. Some crazy things we saw in that episode. A dead arm digging up the grave. When they zoomed in on Roy's eyes, the brotherly letter telling him to come on to California. When they read the letter from brother to brother, seeing Lucy again, the lady who helped young Roy and raised him up until basically Frank came. But she took the money, bounced and got a saloon. But I mean, at the same time, I'm like, dang, that's what you went from? You went from saving little kids to saloon life. But at the same time, if you have the money, you would get a saloon or you would get a brothel, right? I like when the newspaper was just going all through when the newspaper was just randomly floating around when Griggs chased after that newspaper. Dinner at Blacktham. Wow. Crazy. Action-packed, unexpected shootout. It was torture. It was basically the nail in the coffin to us wanting Frank gone. To women, men, very highly skilled. I just didn't want them to go. Then I thought it would have been how I thought it would have been. They would have been there to assist, but to show them get wiped out like that, it hurt so bad. Whitey, the way Whitey died, dead, man. He came out slinging, but old boy hit him in the chest with a knife. One single knife wound to the chest. Dang. The press guy, I'm pressed. Like, hey, I'm with you. It's okay. I'm the one who, they didn't care. They did not care. And Frank's just sitting there in the midst of every battle. Why? Because that's not how he was going to leave this world. It wasn't his time. So he can just stay there because he truly believes whatever vision he has. Isn't it sick that he has that collar? Anyway, my point was when the press guy put the news clipping he applied pressure with the news clipping on his wound. One of the brothers, I believe one of the Devlin brothers, they died on the horse, which was crazy. The horse coming up and down the stairs, all through the roof, bananas. Very, 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 it gave the show a great finale. Definitely, the horses played a huge role in the show. But shot and thrown off the roof, like I said, we had this ultimate battle. It showed love and hate, gender sides, unity, courage, fear. Mary Agnes and Alice side by side handling business with the long weapons. Frank found Truckee, which was a shock, and Truckee finally killed something that he needed for his next step of growth in life. And this beautiful flower-filled, grassy field area. This ain't it. You sing wrong. Pow. They both shoot each other. Roy gets hit. However, Frank is dead. The pastor finally arrives, and it almost ignites some sort of, there is a God for these people. The locals there, it's like they feel there is a God, there is hope. Anything is possible. And it's like God came into this godless area at that moment. Seasons have changed. He's on his journey, I believe, to find his brother or to find himself. And he left Alice the money. Man, to wrap it all up, the show is off the chain. It was a great, great season. I love it. I could totally see it coming to a season 2. What I really enjoyed about the ending is Alice did not go with him. It wasn't that technically happily ever after, happy ending Disney stuff. No, she didn't leave with him. He didn't get the girl in that manner. Even though they did have a little barn door, she didn't leave with him. She still has her life, her son, her mother-in-law. And now she's got bread. So season 2, if it happens, which I don't see a reason why it shouldn't, money shouldn't be an issue. She could have whatever she wants. Mary Agnes and Sheriff. Mary Agnes could be a deputy at this point, or she may be mayor. Either way it goes, great show. It hurts to see that girl and the girl and her brother be the only survivors from Blackdom. What you're living in now, when you're on your way to the mall and you pass a little patch of land, you don't know. You have no idea what it could have, what it should have been. 'Tis life. May not come when you want them, but it'll be there right on time. So I feel there is some hope for this show, and there is hope for that town. What do you guys think? Drop a comment below. I appreciate you guys for rocking with me. This is like a 25-minute. Typically, if I do an entire season review, I think it would be at least 25 minutes. I don't know what mark I'm at right now. 23? 24? I don't know. We'll see when it gets edited and chopped down. Anyway, y'all, happy Thanksgiving. Blessings. Peace.